But what we also must realize, that we also have to go after 41% of the people of Barbados who are undecided. And we cannot ignore them. We just cannot ignore the 41% of the people in Barbados who want to make up their minds and might have a problem. You must have a catalyst. And that catalyst must ensure that they can work and work those people within the bounds of the Democratic Labour Party, that decent party. I also want to say to you tonight, this foolishness about teachers and temporary officers not being paid should have been a thing of the past since April the 1st. From the time the accrual system of accounting came in, there was no logical reason why prison officers, teachers, or any temporary worker should be paid on a monthly basis. Because the accrual system allows you to budget for them. And the only reason that someone should not be paid if you don't have the money. And I want you to listen to this quite clearly. Under the cash basis, government had a right not to pay temporary officers. But on the accrual system, there is no justifiable reason why they should not be paid. And the only reason they should not be paid is if they do not have any money. Remember that well. You can check. So when you hear that people are not being paid, they're either spiting them, somebody either spiting them, or they don't have the money to pay them with. And it should not be so, because I'm told they have an abundance of money. Well, if you have an abundance of money, put the money where your mouth is. And people have to understand these things. I also want you to know that in a country where the board arrangements, and I am going to list all of them for you soon, because you know about the airport and the overruns at the airport. You know about Greenland. You know about Warrens. Oh, let me stop here at Warrens. That sweet piece of cake. This week the government went to the House Assembly for a supplementary aside to guarantee a loan for over $33 million for NHC. And I'm told it is for working capital. I want to know if included in that working capital is the money owed to Barrett. If the answer is yes, we're paying tomorrow. But if the answer is not yes, I want to know when they will come for the money to pay Barrett, because he's a small black contractor too. And the reason why Barrett should be paid, because he was able to build a massive structure at Warrens on Caves, and we had an earthquake or a tremor, whatever you want to call it, and there are no reported cracks, so he did a good job, so pay the man for the job. And he did it against the advice of the engineers. When the engineers said to bore holes, he said no, I would build a raft foundation. And they starved Barrett of money on a weekly basis and put him in some embarrassing positions just to complete that building to give them a good job. And let me tell you something, if that was a bad job, we would have known by now. And I'm saying, bring the supplementary and pay Barrett. I don't see why you should be fighting a man like him, a poor black man, according to you. What I would call a man of the masses, but you would call him a poor black man at this time, because it's politically convenient for you to say that and expedient. I am saying, you owe the man. The judge has ruled. Why are you in court fighting him? Why are you in court fighting him? I am saying you should not be fighting a man like that, because he has delivered on his promise. It was not him that caused the project to overrun. You know why there were overruns on that project. How come you cannot pay Barrett for a building that costs you, according to you, less than $100 million, but you can pay the contractors for a highway that has doubled? Tell me. What are the credentials? The only difference is that one might come from overseas and one is local. Is it the way you borrow so much foreign money and you hate local money? Are you treating Bajans now like how you treat the local currency and foreign currency? Let me tell you, my people, you have to stand up to these people and ensure that we, the Democratic Labour Party, are able to look after your interests. We are not a party of the too few. You check our history. Never! We have never been the party of the too few. We have always represented the interests of the masses of people in Barbados, and that is why I am here tonight. I am here to ensure that we protect that and to save it from those guys who masquerade as if they have their interests. But when you look at what they're doing, they are representing the interests of those who can fly in and can sign off on large projects. I want you to know tonight that when they sought to reduce the sugar quota by 10,000 tons of sugar, I said to the Prime Minister of Barbados, no, you cannot do it, because if you reduce the quota and you are saying that you're going to be building a new factory, by the time you are ready to build a new factory, you will have no sugar lands. But you know they still did it? And now they're talking about building a factory for $200 million US to bring what? Garbage? Can you get sugar from garbage? Because the only thing I know that we are increasing production in is garbage. I am saying that in order for us to be serious about what we are doing, that we will first have to ensure that the sugar production is up. And if you are telling me that you are getting so much money for special sugars, then it must be reflected in the increased production of sugar in this country. You cannot be telling me that you are getting so much money for special sugars and yet still you are not increasing your sugar production. Based on what they are telling us, if we only increase our sugar production by 20,000 tons of special sugar, we won't need no oil. I honestly believe that we have oil on Barbados. But until it is not about my belief, until you can see the oil, don't trust them in it. They were talking about it long enough that you should have been seeing the oil and feeling the oil in your pocket before the next election. And based on the record of them telling you about glory, only to switch the minister when there is no glory, be careful you do not get cabinet reshuffle again on oil, as they get on the butterfly house and all